16. Quickly, let's get to our weekly halftime feature, the halftime highlights, which are brought to you by Commercial Credit, a financial service of Control Data Corporation. Let's watch. The Louisiana Superdome, Tampa Bay against the Saints. John McKay growing more whitehead every year against Hank Stram. Archie Manning said it would be a disgrace to lose to Tampa Bay. Here's Bobby Scott passing. Deflected. Picked off by Richard Wood. One of 6 Tampa Bay interceptions on the day. Here's another. The pass deep intended for Thaxton. Thrown by Manning. Intercepted by Mike Washington. 40. Heady lateral there to Cedric Brown, number 34. The score 3-0 Tampa Bay at the time. And Cedric Brown comes back downfield 27 yards. Late in the second quarter, Tampa Bay leading 6-0. Gary Huff back to pass. Hits Morris Owens. Touchdown 13-0. And the trend continued early in the third quarter. Bobby Scott back to pass. Intercepted by Mike Washington again, number 40. He breezes in for the touchdown. Tampa Bay a 20-0 lead. Then, on the second play of the fourth quarter, with that 20-0 lead, once again, Bobby Scott back to pass. He tries to hit Tony Galbraith, but watch. Intercepted again by number 54, Richard Wood. He storms in for the touchdown. That made it 26-0. Let's have another look at that play in slow motion. Wood jubilant. He's a disciple of McKay, a graduate of USC. Scott back to pass, looking for Galbraith. But Wood anticipated, reading the play beautifully, obviously. Goes on in for the touchdown. So it was, as I said, 26-0. Then, late in the fourth quarter, with Tampa Bay leading 26-7, Archie Manning was back in. If he said it was a disgrace to lose to Tampa Bay, he was part of it. He passes in the end zone, blocked by Glenn Robinson. Garnered in by Greg Johnson, 72, touchdown, 33-7, and the final score was 33-14. The first win in 27 games for the Buccaneers, and 8,000 fans greeted the team in Tampa last night. Willie Lanier and Jim Lynn, 63 and 51. Their announced retirement caused them to be honored at Arrowhead Stadium. But then against Seattle in a wild game, the score 7-7. Jim's on looking for a receiver. But Gary Barbaro picks it off in the end zone, and watch him go. All the way downfield. The downfield blocking is there. And it's 102 yards for a touchdown that ties an NFL record. So that made it 14-7 Kansas City. But as I said, a wild game, 10 turnovers, 5 by each team. Midway in the second quarter, Kansas City leading 21-20. Jim's on right there to Sherman Smith. Touchdown. Seattle goes ahead 27-21. Zorn's 15th touchdown pass of the year. What an explosive game. This footage designed to show you exactly that. Tony Adams in now for Kansas City. Hits Larry Brunson. He's the fourth-year man from Colorado, number 83. And he moves on downfield for a 63-yard gain. And in the long run, it was trouble for Kansas City. Late in the second quarter, Seattle leading 27-21. Mike Livingston pass intercepted by Dave Brown. Returned 27 yards. Touchdown. That made it 34-21 Seattle at halftime. They held on to win 34-31.
A little girl comes home to a house that will shelter her through the years. Give her warmth. Give her comfort and safety. A house that will continue to give, so that when she's grown, her dreams can become a reality.
Thank you, Professor.
You can use the money you put into your home with a second mortgage loan from Commercial Credit. For a college education, for the important things, Commercial Credit finds ways to help.
It was an unbelievably bitter cold day in Soldier Field, Chicago. Wind chill factor -7 degrees. But not too cold for the Bears. Midway first quarter. Score 0-0. Avellini to number 89. James Scott, a 11-yard play, touchdown. The Bears took a 7-0 lead. Midway in the second quarter, it was 7-3. Pitch out, Avellini to Walter Payton. You know about number 34. Look at him burst through that gaping hole. This play good for 26 yards. The very next play, 1 yard and a touchdown for Payton. He had another great day, 163 yards in all. So it was 14-3 and then 14-10. And then this. Again, Walter Payton. 7 yards. Touchdown. His 14th of the year. That ties Gale Sayers' team record. And so the Bears beat the Pack 21-10 and kept their playoff hopes alive as Saturday's Minnesota-Detroit game becomes crucial. Schaefer Stadium was also freezing place, an ice box. Couldn't feel your hands, except if you were New England in the first quarter. Ahead 7-0. This. Sam Bam Cunningham over the top. Touchdown. The Patriots with a quick 14-0 lead. As the half ran out, Miami scored on a premium field goal, 14-3. In the second half, a totally different game. Miami kept its poise, its defense tightened, and then in the top of the fourth quarter, they got back into the game with this pass from Greasy to Nat Moore. That made it 14-10. Shula worried, but proud of his team always. They had held together. Now, 4th and 12 on the New England 18-yard line late in the fourth quarter. The pass intended for Big Boo Boulash, just over his outstretched hands, and so New England won a big one, 14-10 over Miami, creating a three-way tie in the AFC East. Cold wasn't the problem in Oakland, California. Bad hands were the problem. Minnesota fumbled 4 times its first 8 plays. Right there, McClanahan fumbled, 60-0 to Sistrunk recovered. Here, watch Chuck Foreman. He will fumble, and 52, Floyd Rice will recover ultimately right there. And then Tommy Kramer, the quarterback from Rice, fumbles. Willie Hall picks it off, 2 yards in, touchdown. By then it was Oakland 21-0 over Minnesota, all in the first quarter. Early in the second quarter, with that score still standing, watch this. Mark Van Eegen, 30, fumbles. Nate Wright picks up the ball, goes right. Good downfield blocking, 27 yards, touchdown, 21-7. But Oakland was doing to Minnesota what they did at the very start of this year in the Super Bowl. And here, late in the third quarter, Stabler launches one deep to Cliff Branch. Touchdown, 28-7. They moved it up to 35-7. It was a breeze. With just a minute 30 in the game remaining, Tommy Kramer finally hits Sammy White. Touchdown, 35-13, the final score. But if Minnesota beats Detroit this Saturday night, right here on ABC, you'll see it, Minnesota will still be in the playoffs.